Good morning everyone, and welcome to our another discussion on some Ayurvedic concept, what we all would like to know or would like to see how they relate with our day-to-day life. Some of you might remember last time I talked about Devvyapya Chikitsa, and in that I relate our various non-physical aspects and how this impact our life. So many readers, I can say, the people who love our post or are very curious to know what I tried to say about Ayurveda and its related component and how it impacts our public, it impacts our people who trust Ayurveda, and how their confidence, trust can shattered or we can build that. So they all question that how come you can say that chakra relate with the Devvyapya Chikitsa. So I thought I will better clarify on the same platform and make people understand that what exactly these all things mean. It is very sad sometime to see, especially in this part of the world, I will say without any hesitation, that again and again for last 30 years I have shared very clearly that people are becoming more and more interested into Ayurveda and its treatments because they have noticed, they have realized that now there is nothing which can give them some direction, some hope for their well-being. They have already experienced and realized that how, in spite of their all efforts to follow various kind of modalities, and they have come to the conclusion, it is the public view I am talking about, not my own view, that if there is something which can give them some hope, give them that opportunity to empower themselves for their own well-being, this is Ayurvedic science is only the one. But the sad part is, when we realize this aspect, many of us try to take it as an opportunity and then try to play with the trust, confidence of people who desperately looking towards this sign that this can give us a much more desired outcome for our ailment, which are constantly on increase in spite of all our current or recent inventions and other things. But the sad part of that is also because nowadays the world has become so close and so short due to this social media and other aspect, and various people try to put their various ways of thoughts, whether it relate with the diet, whether it relate with the various kind of so-called nutraceuticals product, that they are the solution for your well-being. But then on top of that, because that's not my focus to talk about those things, my focus is Ayurveda and Vedic philosophy. that why we are always keen to use it in a way what we call as abuse it. Don't you think that one day it will bite you? How come we can be so thick-skinned that we feel that we can keep doing the things and it will not matter? And that's where I would like to give the answer on that part. So when we talk about Devvyapya Chikitsa, as I said, that in Ayurveda, when we talk about the cause of the disease is also in a simple way has been explained that whatever we do in our current life, where you are present now, from the food you eat, lifestyle you live, the state of your mind, they all will impact us. They all impact our three biological energies which are governing our body and impact the metabolic part, what we call as our Agni. This is in a simple way of understanding which everyone understands that. But in spite of that, we know we still slave of our likings and still make wrong choices in the food and diet and then in our thoughts pattern. So that's the one aspect. We're not going to go there too much today. Then comes second part, that the causative factors in Ayurveda has also been explained very clearly, that you might think that I am living in a very balanced life in current state of my life, which is what you call as your present life. But then still many of us will suffer and can suffer from major problems sometime. Then one wonder that why I got these problems when I'm not doing anything wrong in my current life as long as I remember. And that's where Ayurveda has very clearly given a message to us that what you are doing in your current life, you are actually burning your karmas and making a subtle opportunity effort to not build more karma. So when we talk about karma, I am sure anyone who is associated with yoga, meditation, Ayurveda, they all understand that in Ayurveda the biggest part of our whole philosophy is our soul. Soul, which is nothing but the source of that higher self, to whom we can call it as Paramatma, Spirit, God, whatever you want to give the name. Name does not matter. Names are our creation. We have given these different names. But the relationship of and the reality of this is very much there. That what we are just in a covering, is in a body. But inside is that spirit, that soul, which come in this body to experience. And that's how the whole, if we look at the whole evolution part and then the origin of this whole cycle, that again is a huge subject in itself. But coming back to the basic question, so when we talk about that soul, spirit, that carry the layers of those karmas which are also done in the past. And we get the opportunity only in the human life to burn these karmas. And if again we have to go a little bit more, we all know getting in a human life is not an easy part that, okay, if not I can do something, I might be able to do next life or might be able to do next life. Who knows that what you are going to be in the next life? Maybe a pig, maybe a chug, maybe another bird or anything else. This human life, according to again Vedic philosophies, comes to us after passing 8400 thousands of life. And then you get the human life. And human life, what is the difference between human life and the animal is only one component, what we call as buddhi. Buddhi is your intelligence. Buddhi is your vivek. Buddhi is that component which gives you the opportunity to identify, learn and know intuitively what is wrong, what is right with me. So that's how we apply that principle. And this is an opportunity for us to minimize our karmas and burn the previous karma. So hence, what happens when you are having certain ailment and you are very much clear that in this current life I am keeping very pure life, physically, mentally, emotionally, but then you still got certain ailment, and that stage will make that individual very vulnerable emotionally, means can be sad, can be frustrated, can be angry, that while I am living very clean life, I still got this ailment, and the next door person who is enjoying his or her life every day, doing all what I can expect are incompatible components, and still they enjoy their life and they are prospering every day. So if that person who is going through that, if that person can also remember that what exactly happening while you are not doing anything wrong in this current life, you are getting this opportunity, and again that is with His grace that you are able to burn your previous karmas which are coming in form of these ailments, so that you can finish this cycle of birth and death. Whether it happen or not, that is only He knows. We don't know anything. We can only make an effort. So that is where part comes up. But having this understanding, how that help that individual, again many times I have explained in my classes that disease, no matter what disease it is, whether it is even a simple hay fever, arthritis, autoimmune disorder, or even the cancer, they are not strong enough to kill us. What kills us? The fear of having the disease. That fear is what makes that individual vulnerable, and then the disease can multiply and get much more faster to eat us, which we call as catabolic stage. So having this understanding always that when I have not done anything wrong in this current life, but still having the ailment, and having this opportunity to understand very clearly and remember it, that this is only happening because I am now have the opportunity to burn my previous karma, that gives that person a lot of confidence, a lot of strength to handle and bear that ailment what he is going through, because it will give him a lot of happiness that I am now in a position to burn my previous karma too. So that's the one aspect. So when we're talking about now here karmas part, those karmas again are our own deeds of various previous life in whatever we have done. But having the awareness in this life, I'm able to burn those karmas. Because there is always a saying that if you are making a one step towards him, he is making 100 steps towards you. So it's all different level of understanding about the life, about the purpose of life, and how our sufferings and happiness comes in our way. So coming back to that aspect of the Devvyapya Chikitsa. So for that I have explained that there is also cause related with that. Cause of the disease, which is your karma part. Now when we are talking about the cause of the disease, and then there is a solution of the disease, that what we are seeking is His grace. If we feel that I am the one who is able to heal myself, or by getting an opportunity to go to a best hospital, getting best treatments and like that, that is one aspect. But then we all see every day getting the best hospital, best doctors at your disposal, you still can lose your life. What is that part? That is another cycle now, to understand that when His grace is not there, or if our time is up, no medicine, no best doctor in the world can save us. That remembrance also give us the strength to do and accept what is happening in our life. So saying so, when we talk about this Devvyapya Chikitsa, that relate with those components which again we have talked many times on the same platform, that they are responsible for protecting, maintaining our body. In Ayurveda, we always talk about that physical body has its own place. This is what we are doing, our physiology, right? Which we always relate with our Western physiology, whether you are reading Davidson physiology or Gray's anatomy, that component will be all the same, but Charka and Suchrita has explained thousands of years ago. But what is not same, when Charka Suchrita has given us the understanding of the non-physical aspect, and non-physical aspect we have talked about, that the mind part is the biggest component, we all know that, and we learn that in our Ayurvedic learning. Then we also talk about buddhi, then we also talk about the chit, and then we also talk about our indriyas. So they are the huge biggest component of what we call as non-physical aspect. But then there are further non-physical aspect which we relate with our three nadis, right? That how they are responsible for keeping ourselves in a stable state, Ida, Pingala and Sushmana. Then we have 72,000 nadi. Again, everyone who is associated with the yoga and try to abuse the system time to time, I'm sure they always know that these are the components which are there too. Then they all also know that there are 7 chakras. Chakras, again we have explained many times, that they are our pillars of sustainability, and through those 7 chakras our energy is flowing, which we call as 3 nadis. And then we have our 5 sheaths, what we call as koshas. Then we have 3 bodies, So until they get pierced, we are able to sustain ourselves. But the problem is, when they get pierced, when they get affected, that is where your real problems start. And those non-physical aspects cannot be fixed by just taking ashwagandha or just taking an ganduchi or just taking any nutraceutical product or just having a big bang behind the back of someone, because somehow this is what we all do all the time. We nowadays, so much information is available on social media, and now this what we call as artificial intelligence has come up, which can give you all that information at just a click of the button, and we feel that by reading that, right, I am able to understand all these aspects which are keeping my body in a more stable way, and then whatever the solution has been given there, if I apply, I can balance that non-physical aspect. And that's where the biggest part comes up. This is what we call as Devvyapya Chikitsa. Those treatments are not simple bang of the bell or that ball which we all nowadays carry and then try to make a sound out of that and think that those waves are coming up, those sound are coming and they will help to open my and unblock my chakras. That part is just one very small component of the sound we talk about, because sound, light, all these are various related aspects. But then on top of that, if I am doing all the wrong things in my life, I am trying to clear and create those sounds and heal people, but then never look at my lifestyle, never look my diet, never look my mental state, do we think that we are going to get healed? That is where that aspect comes up. That in Devvyapya Chikitsa, it is very clear that your own purity, own stability is very important if you are trying to go through that path. And hence, when we talk about Chakra Sparsha, vibrational healing treatment, that it is not just to work on the chakra, you have to look at bigger picture. And that is why those all treatments which are done are related with the Devvyapya Chikitsa. So that's the answer to those people. And just to give you another few things, because whatever you call it, even in our own college, right, where we teach our diploma and advanced diploma, we have our very committed students who try to come and learn, and they know from the very first day that if they are making a decision to go with AIS to study Ayurveda, they have to go through rigorous learning, and they have to make constant effort to improve their own life. But then you know that 5 fingers are not all same. Hence we also get, I have no hesitation in saying that, we also get some student who, in spite of knowing, in spite of making a good effort that they want to learn, they always keen to learn the easiest way path. They will make changes in their life, but they are not keen to make all the changes because certain things are so much, they are slave of those things. Like say, for example, we talk about weed, marijuana, and they will find so many wonderful excuses and share in the class that it is now legal, doctors are prescribing, this is medicinal, then the mushrooms comes up, another thing comes there, that having a medicinal mushroom, all that part, always they have answers for those sort of things. But that component in AIS is very small, but it is huge out in the world. On the name of Ayurveda, on the name of Vedic philosophy, there are hundreds and thousands of people who every day try to manipulate this learning for their own short-term gains, and they don't understand that how come these things what they are doing are going to be core cause of their suffering, what they are having in their life. They need to sit back and think that why my sufferings are coming up. If they measure their happiness just in relation to their bank account, that is one part, which nothing wrong in that, right? Having millions dollars in your bank is definitely giving you a lot of satisfaction, lot of confidence, no pain and no worries about that. But then what about with all my other deeds, other suffering, if I can't enjoy that $1 million, and then I have 10 of the various physical, mental and emotional diseases, no one is around me, I can't sustain my relationship, and trying to find answers in every relationship, where that happiness is going to go. You can't buy happiness by just with the dollars or money or whatever we talk about. So that is the reason why I always have shared with my student also that we must make an effort to learn and practice with the right intent and learn the right aspect of Ayurveda, which can give you that satisfaction that what you are doing is ultimately going to help your client, whoever comes to us. We cannot change the whole world, but we can definitely be responsible for those who come to us to give them the best treatment. Just to share with you another aspect, recently we tried to run these 3 workshops on this Devvyapya Chikitsa related with the Chakra Sparsha part, and when we were trying to advertise and like that, I made it very clear to our AIS team that we cannot, because I stopped teaching this treatment many years back because of certain reason, and seeing that how people are not really keen to make change in their own life and keep them more stable. And then in spite of our best effort, we got good number, but then the same thing happened in that whole group. There were people who were only interested to look at what we call as symptomatic solution, and that is their job is to keep visiting various workshops and keep seeing that what these people are doing and trying to pick up those components what suits them. But when they see that the person who is trying to teach this is talking about the bigger picture, and because again deep down our conscious always get more and more aware about my deeds. I can cheat the whole world, but I cannot cheat my own conscience. Hence, these things can make them a bit uncomfortable. And that's the reason that when we done the first workshops, after that many decided that they don't want to go with the second workshops, which is fine. That's what the purpose is, for us to always bring up the right message. And many times even my team at AIS and then many students always keep that, why you always keep talking about these things of the standards and doing the right things. You just need to let people live in harmony. Yes, that is what we call in our Western world, no? That let people keep doing, right, and be a part and parcel of that. But what our Vedic philosophy and again our bigger universal power teach us, that if you are be a part of, even as a spectator, to the injustice and the sufferings and the wrongdoing, you are also going to take some slice of the karmas to your way. So hence, it is neither to do wrong things and neither to be a part of the wrongdoing is what we should be looking for. And that is the reason I always have shared with my student that you must do your good work, but definitely wherever you are seeing something, educate your client with the right information and don't be a part of the wrong thing. And then many of our students, when they even come to the AIS, they will try to see that okay, why we have to do so many assignments, why we have to be so much gone through the, then as compared to what other colleges we are seeing, they are so easy and get this qualification first of all in 6 months or 8 months, and here we have to go through the 18-month rigorous learning and still you are not satisfied. I always have shared with them, don't expect that if you have paid us your college fees, that you have done your job. If you have paid something to us, we are 200% responsible to give you the best for what we promise for. And hence, you have to go through that. Yes, today these all will be a bit uneasy and painful, but as I always have said in my colleges, I am not there to create a friendship. You all students are very close to my heart. I respect all of them. I love every one of them. But I am not there to sit with you for a cup of coffee, which you always love, and just let you go without getting achieved for what you committed for with us. Hence, you must make an effort that you commit to AIS. If you are committing, it means you are committing for that 18 months of hard work. But then at the end, you later on will remember that how those 18 months has changed your life and made you such a confident practitioner who can stand in the world without any trembling and crumbling and can serve the mankind in a good way. So that's the one part I will say. And then many students also talk about that there are students out in the practitioner route who don't know about this pathology, this samprapti, this treatment, and they keep doing the treatments in their own way. And there are a lot of practitioner out who come from the universities also, and they just use us as a tool to learn because they don't know about those all various body type treatment, and they don't understand about the philosophical part and the more non-physical aspects of the Ayurveda, they are more focused on using the medicines, or they always talk about rasa preparation or something which we all know are not legalized in this part of the world, and you still make us to do the right thing. So again, answer to that is very simple, that whatever anyone doing, they have to pay for their own doing. What my job is, and together with you, our job is to do the right thing for our public who are seeking the help of Ayurveda, so that we can help them and not let their last hope get shattered, that which they have put so much trust on Ayurveda. Hence, learning in a right way, learning the right things is what you should always look for, and that's what we try to do at AIS. And I hope I gave you the answer for that, this why Chakra Sparsha is related with the Devvyapya Chikitsa, because all non-physical aspects which are stabilizing our body and governing our body are only going to heal with those treatments, and those treatments are not something that you can pick up an Trifla or give Brahmi. Lot of work has to be done, and that first work is your own purification, own stability. Hence, another one thing that those who think, because we have talked about that hour might be the third workshop, the third component of that our treatment, we might have to postpone it, and they are thinking that why you are postponing that, we have committed for the learning all the threes. Very humbly I will say that we are not stopping that you will not learn, but you all must first of all look at that, are we ready to take up that stage? Are there some gaps in our own state of well-being which we need to cover, fulfill, only for our own benefit? And you will still learn, and you will always learn. I'm not stopping that. Once I have made a commitment, we will be teaching that part anyway, but what I keep analyzing and keep assessing, if we are not yet ready, because when you will come for the second workshop, you will know that how many components are still to learn and apply them for the benefit of our public. And that's what this Devvyapya Chikitsa is the base of all our learning in relation to that part. So I hope I've given the message and the answer to those who have some question marks. We will catch up next time on that. Thanks for everyone.